What up, guys? The Bench Buddies are back with the XFL Week 6 Power Rankings. As always, you got to hit that subscribe button down below to get us to 500 subscribers, where we will be doing that autograph giveaway. And we'll jump into it at 8 with the Orlando Guardians for this whole power ranking since preseason till now. They are last in 8th after a tough loss where they could have earned their first victory on the road against Vegas. They can't convert a 3-point conversion at the end or the 4th and 15 to get the ball back to possibly send the game to overtime. They played great in this one. The new quarterback, Quentin Dormady, came in and pretty much took over and might have put himself in the starting quarterback conversation. Cody Latimer had a great game. Charleston Rambo had a good game, but they just couldn't get it done at the end. At 7, the San Antonio Brahmas are probably the hardest team to watch right now. As you can see there, I would rather watch paint dry than this team play a football game. It's that bad. They are in almost every single game that they play, but it's just very ugly football. The defense shows out every game where the offense just disappears. They only totaled 181 yards, and now they get to go face the Renegades, who, need a win. And the Brahmas, I think, it's win or go home at this point, just because only 4 teams make the playoffs. And if you slip to 1-5 with 4 games to go, you're going to have to win out. So this is a must-win game for them. At 6, jumping up 1 spot, we have the Vegas Vipers. After that huge win over the Guardians, they finally get their first win. They get the 2 stops with the 3-point 4th and 15. And then Luis Perez had a game, 269 yards, 3 TDs. Jeff Badett had 5 receptions, 80 yards, 2 TDs. And then the running back, Rod Smith, had 18 attempts, 62 yards, and 2 touchdowns as well. So the offense has woken up, and let's see if it can continue against the Battlehawks. Staying at 5, I have the Renegades with that close win over the Brahmas. The offense barely showed out, but it was enough to get the win. Defense gets 3 interceptions in the second half to limit the Brahmas, and the ground game really took over this one, over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown, where quarterback play, Kyle Slaughter, didn't really do too much to put his team in a position to win, but he managed the game well and got them the win. At 4, the Battlehawks are falling 1 spot after their loss to the Defenders. And this one was on them. The first quarter was scoreless, and then the second half they gave up 14, or the second quarter they gave up 14. And since that moment, they just couldn't keep up with the Defenders. The defense gave up almost 250 rushing yards, and that's never a good sign. But their offense is clicking. They can score, and I don't see them, really struggling to put up points moving forward. Where I think this is a team in the playoffs. If you're the 1 or 2 seed, I don't think you want to play the Battlehawks. More than likely, you would want to play the other team, just because AJ McCarron is experienced and can lead his team down the field when it matters. At 3, I am moving up the Sea Dragons over the Roughnecks at home, and this was a big win for them, getting that signature win so far this year. The upset at home gave the Roughnecks the first loss for them this year, and they held them scoreless through whole game for the first 3 quarters until the 4th quarter. And Ben DiNucci did enough. He struggled through the air with 3 interceptions, but he did enough to get this team in position to win. Pearson had yet again another great game with 82 receiving yards. And the Sea Dragons go on the road to face the Guardians, who, haven't won yet. So the Sea Dragons could be sitting here at 4-2, looking prime for a playoff run. At 2, I have the Roughnecks. After their loss to those Sea Dragons, I couldn't drop them down to 3 just because of what they've done so far. 4-1 is still nothing to be ashamed about, but now they have to get a win this week in DC against the Defenders, who will be at number 1, you'll see here. The defense showed out, did great, but the offense just struggled through the first 3 and then broke through in the 4th, but it just wasn't enough. And at 1, I have the DC Defenders making their first appearance here at number 1. At 5-0, the only undefeated team left in the league, they have to be at number 1. In this game, they won this one because of the defense, getting 5 sacks, forcing 2 turnovers. Oh, yeah, and Abram Smith, too. He had a decent game with 23 attempts, 218 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's little under 10 yards an attempt. So he had an excellent game and really took it to the Battlehawks. And if they can keep that ground game going into next week to face the Roughnecks, then maybe DC will separate themselves from every other team and let everyone know they are the team to beat no matter what happens moving forward. That's going to be it for this week's video. Make sure you guys come back next week to see where your XFL team ranks and hit that subscribe button to get us to 500. Do that giveaway. But until the next time, Bench Buddies are out.